This is HRTV Rewind, taking a look back at the racing week.
Welcome to sunny, balmy, rain. You got a little bit of everything here at Calder Racecourse, the 12th edition of the Summit of Speed. Peter Lurie alongside Kate and Bradar. Well, I can't say it's a dry heat because that would be lying.
Yeah, no, in fact, it's actually raining, so it's pretty wet at the moment. Just kind of a light drizzle, but there's been rain on and off for the last few days, and more in the forecast for this afternoon. Temperatures expected to reach 88 degrees.
Plenty to talk about, and we are going to do it throughout the entire afternoon. We'll be checking in throughout the day that is Summit of Speed.
It's a typical summer type day here in South Florida. It is hot, it is sticky, there's a chance of rain today. It'll probably be dry through most of the afternoon. We are sloppy right now. This track dries so fast though. If we don't get any rain the rest of the day, I wouldn't be surprised if it's not only good but fast by the end of the day. The question is, will we be able to skate that rain? Right now the sun is trying to poke itself out. I don't know if it's going to be able to stay dry.
It's very exciting to see, and Calder's been no stranger to producing champions in the Breeders' Cup and at other different levels. Our 2-year-old program has really produced over the years. Last year was no different. This year we expect to be no different. With the Smile as the Win and You're In program this year, we're proud to see that. Maybe it may propel the Smile into a higher status in the future years.
Devilish Lady and Daniel Centeno show the way. White Merlot trying to win it up the fence, and she is closing ground under Juan Leyva. It's Devilish Lady and Daniel Centeno. White Merlot and Juan Leyva trying to get to her. Devilish Lady holds on.
I know very well that feeling. I went through 4 times with her. I know she was training so good, and we were a little scared about the one hole. But the speed holding today, the track is good now, and I was inside it. I got too much hold. I took the lead, and she never looked back.
Indiano mid-stretch pulling away. Now 3.5 lengths in front. Smash moves into second. Cal Nation back to third, but Indiano strong in the carry back. He won it 3.5.
This spot in particular had to be one of his toughest tests.
Definitely, this is one of his toughest tests. In Panama, he ran 5 races unbeaten. Here, we got him with the Alliance initially, so it was difficult for him, but he has run 2 stakes in a row.
And they're off. And a good start there for Amet Gonzalez, but here comes John Delgado, the favorite, bursting out to the lead, and on the outside, David Baracco making a race of it. John Delgado by about 2, tight for place and show between David Baracco and Amet Gonzalez in the 2011 Jockey Sprint Race. Giant Ryan now coming from between runners. Noble's Promise down the grandstand side. They've got to get to Irrefutable. Irrefutable, Giant Ryan, then Noble's Promise. These 3 down to the line. Giant Ryan surging outside Irrefutable. Giant Ryan.
I tell you what, when he passed the 8th pole and I see him coming on the stretch, I knew he was going to win because he's a type of horse like to see another horse next time to him. And we did instruct Cornelia a little bit what to do, and he did what he's supposed to do. And I even cry.
Let's hope that he is fit and sound after the race.
Amen to that, sir.
I feel honored that we have her on the farm. Anyone who can actually say that they have a champion Hall of Fame standing on their farm should be honored.
In 1991, she became the first Breeders' Cup winner elected to the Hall of Fame. Upon retirement, she was sold at the 1985 Keeneland sale to Texan George Aubin for $5.5 million. At the time, the 3rd highest price ever paid for a broodmare. After failing to produce foals in 2005 and 2006, Princess Rooney took on a new role at Gentry Farms, babysitting the yearling fillies.
Champagne Doro. Here's Sassy Image. Sassy Image from nowhere, storming down the outside. Musical Romance, Sassy Image, two of them to the line, and they hit the line together in the Princess Rooney.
You and Dale have obviously spent your lives in this business. Talk about what it means to have a horse like this that's trained by Dale.
It's something that I never would have dreamed would have happened. For us to own a horse like this and Dale to train it, and Dale picked the horse out for me and bought it for me. It's very, very satisfying.
What did that feel like on her? I mean, Zenyatta is so big and powerful. What did she feel like?
A lot. She's not near as big, of course, as Zenyatta, but she is still a big mare, and and kick she has, man. I mean, it's wicked. It was great. I got so many text messages. It was fun to I'm watching actually. ESPN right now, they have the Gold Cup going on. They're showing a little tribute of Zenyatta on there, and it was just great. It's just ironic that they told me to ride her like her, and it worked out that way. And like I stood up, I got goosebumps all over again.
It's so much fun to come back with you to a track that has been a home track for me at one point in time, and it's always like a little homecoming as well. But you also want to thank the Miami fans who are hardier than most. They come out no matter what, rain, shine, sunshine, heat, steam, you name it. It has been a terrific day, as it always is here at Calder.
That's going to do it. A bow on what was Summit of Speed 12 for Kate and Breda. I'm Peter Lurie. Have yourself a great afternoon.
You're watching HRTV Rewind with a week of racing to recap.
The best bet, the one that I really think is the most logical winner, most likely winner, to me, is Noble's Promise. And I really do like him in the Aristides.
Noble's Promise goes to lead. Noble's Promise is going to win the Aristides.
Busy Caroline in the Regret.
And Busy Caroline to win the Regret.
I'm going to give you a price. Headache. I talked about him earlier. This is the Prairie Meadows Cornhusker Handicap.
And Headache and Miguel Mena going on to win the Cornhusker.
I'm looking for 4 in a row now. I'm trying to extend my streak.
All right. So you're getting safe on me?
No, I gave you 6-1 last week.
Yeah, you did.
Won, so there you have
Give me a headache.
Well, I'll tell you the truth. I think Courageous Cat cannot lose the Shoemaker.
Courageous Cat, half ahead. Cara Cortado to the outside. Courageous Cat, Cara Cortado, Courageous Cat.
Siegel's hot to the touch, and it's that time of the show. The best bet of the weekend, sponsored by visitlasvegas.com. Cue camera, Siegel, we need a winner.
Well, Aaron doesn't think that Wasted Tears can go a mile and 3/16, or he's skeptical. I'm saying maybe she won't get the trip if they run with her. But who's going to run with her?
Nobody.
This is the all-time lone F, front-running, controlling speed play with a mare who loves to win. Wasted Tears, best bet. Let's make it 5 straight.
All right, so you've been streaky.
All right.
4 in a row looking for 5. Got a bullet drill of streaks. What about DiMaggio? This is a consecutive hitting.
Oh, no, 56.
50,
yeah,
50.
Easy.
Chick Hearn calling Laker games. Consecutive.
Well, how many years or
no,
games?
consecutive games.
I don't know. 3,000?
Yeah, just over 3,300.
Oh, okay, okay.
And what about a $2 win parlay on your best bets of the weekend? 4 in a row.
A lot of chalk in there. Maybe 100.
$275. Do you put all $275 on Wasted Tears?
That and double it too.
What?
Yes.
And Wasted Tears trying to see this through from My Baby Baby. Fantasia now coming with a big challenge. Ask But I Won't Tell's in a box. Ask But I Won't Tell is trying to find a way through. Kept in by Roman Robin too. But here comes Fantasia. Fantasia has taken the lead. It's Fantasia in the Modesty. Fantasia driven out from Roman Robin. My Baby Baby finished 3rd. Once switched out, it was Ask But I Won't Tell in the 4th place photo with Wasted Tears. 1 minute 53 and 4/5 seconds marks a new stakes record at this distance.
Well, I think there's probably as much to do, I think, because the ground's a little bit on the firm side, but she did run an extremely good race. We're very happy with it. It's a little bit further than she's been running before, and I kind of thought she was up to it because she seems a little stronger this year, but you never know till you try, and Rajiv gave her a great ride.
Ken, it seems like there's so many Kitten's Joy offspring that we see. How many mares have you bred to Kitten's Joy through the years?
Last year, we bred 178 mares to him, and all of them was mine except for 52. He had 52 outside mares. This year, we bred, I think, about 110 to him. I've got 5 over in Ireland with Dermot Whale training, and I have 3 over in Italy. A good doctor friend of mine who helped me out with the wife helped me out, and he's from Rome, so he wanted me to send 3 over there. So we've got 3 with the top trainer over in Rome. So we got them scattered out all over the world. They're in South Korea. We got a bunch of them in Ireland and in England and France, down in South America. So this horse, I think, is going to establish himself internationally because he's really good on the turf, being a turf champion himself. So we're looking. He's the franchise for the farm.
Are you running out of family and friends to name kitten horses?
No, I tell you what, there's not hardly a day goes by that somebody going to call me up and say, look, you name one after everybody and their brother. When are you going to name one after me?
But Wilcoxon has won the second leg of the Mid-America Triple. Wilcoxon first, Sun Tracer was second, Derby Kitten third, and Chalice finished fourth to Wilcoxon.
Well, this is fantastic. Like Marty said, we love winning in Arlington, and the American Derby is a historic race, from Citation to Damascus to working for Hops last year. We're just really proud to be in that group. And we can't thank Mr. Duchessois and everybody who works at Arlington. Even Jessica is nice to us. So.
Inside the final 16th, it's Tajaweed and James Graham close to the finish in the Arlington Handicap. It's a big moment for Tajaweed. Tajaweed has won it from Mr. Mardi Gras, second on the line. Dean's Kitten just third from Fee Fighter.
We were in the paddock last October. Rick Nichols, the general manager of Shadwell, trying to figure out what our future plans and what we were going to do for him in the winter time, and we decided we were going to stop on him, kick him out, point for this race and the million. 9 months later, here we are, and we're on our way to the million again.
All of a sudden, you evaporated. You weren't there anymore. And I was asking around, and I'd heard that you were waiting tables, I think, in South Beach. And I thought, well, what in the world happened? But there was a family reason for this. Can you touch on why you stepped away and what brought you back?
Yes, I was at a point of my career, you know, I wasn't really riding many horses, and, you know, I didn't really feel like I was 100% to be at the racetrack, and I couldn't put all myself into it, and, you know, I decided to stop for, you know, I didn't think I was going to come back. I just said, you know, I'm going to stop riding, and, you know, Ramon Dominguez always called me and, you know, encouraged me to come back to ride, and, you know, he always supported me on that part, and it was like, you know, I was like, one night I dreamed that I was riding, and when I woke up the next day, it was like I had that urge to be on the horses again. So I did, and you know, it worked out very great.
Clocker Bob carries Hosbin Santana to a milestone. Career win 1,000 for Hosbin Santana comes with Clocker Bob.
I feel very happy. I want to give all the glory to God and thank everybody over here in Chicago that's been treating me very good and giving me, you know, life mounts, and I appreciate everything you guys done. I feel very happy for me, and thanks for you guys.
How about you? A milestone, 14th all time. You had to feel good about that.
Yes, it was a pretty good feeling to get that 14th of all time, yep.
2005, when I was at Delaware, and we were doing an interview, and you said, I think that you had a big goal, and that was to at least get up to 10th in the all-time winnings. There are only 2 active riders ahead of you, Edgar Prado, who is in 10th, and Russell Bays. Is that still a goal?
Well, it's never easy, and yeah, that's my goal, and I set that goal out years ago, and I was getting closer, and I just kept steady and try to work at it. And when you get longer into your career, the wins don't come as easy as you would like. But now I just work at it and keep myself in good frame of mind and show up every day and hope to rack up the winners to reach a goal that I want to reach.
You're watching HRTV Rewind.
Alslock is next in fourth. Then it's Scorch the Torch in fifth. And
his fault. Yeah, it's a mess out there.
Here's Kay Brada Shiner to collar Rose Catherine. Sea Road third, much rejoicing fourth. Down to the wire, Kay Brada Shiner. The winner by a length, much rejoicing got up for second. Rose Catherine third, Sea Road fourth. Down to the final furlong now, and it's Cape Blanco in front. Mission Approved fights on. Gio Ponte is third with time running out. Jamie Spencer is all over. Cape Blanco drifting to the outside, but still holding on. Gio Ponte, not today. The day belongs to Ireland. And Cape Blanco, they win the Man of War by 2.
He was heard loud and clear during his 9 seasons on the racetrack. Better Talk Now started in 41 stakes, including 24 Grade 1s. And the turf specialist used his reliable closing kick to win 5 of those Grade 1s. Owned by Brent Johnson's Bushwood Stables, Better Talk Now remarkably ran in 5 consecutive Breeders' Cups for trainer Graham Motion. The gelding's surprising victory in the 2004 Turf at Lone Star Park came in his 24th lifetime start. Sent off at odds of 27-1, Better Talk Now was the longest price in a field that included that year's eventual turf champion Kitten's Joy and European dynamo Powers Court. Although completely adept on firm ground, Better Talk Now was also comfortable with some cut to it. Conditions he found and clearly relished at Lone Star that afternoon.
And they're coming down to the finish, and it is Better Talk Now who is under the line first.
The win was the first for Motion and jockey Ramon Dominguez in a Breeders' Cup race. By the end of Better Talk Now's career, Dominguez was astride the gelding for 30 of his 51 starts. 2 years later in the Breeders' Cup, Better Talk Now and Dominguez almost pulled another upset in the turf.
Red Rocks going on from Better Talk Now, but it's Red Rocks and Frankie Detari to win the turf. Second will be Better.
Belmont Park and Saratoga proved to be favored playgrounds for the gelding. 3 of his 5 Grade 1 scores came in New York's most elite grass races: the Sword Dancer, Manhattan, and Man of War. He also found his stride at the Jersey Shore.
Better Talk Now has come through on the inside, and he has won the United Nations.
Better Talk Now was also quite the world traveler. His work took him to Canada, the Middle East, and Asia. Retired in 2009 at the age of 10 with earnings in excess of $4.3 million, Better Talk Now, who is fondly called Blackie around the Motion Barn, was feted with a festive retirement party at his home base, the Fair Hill Training Center. Better Talk Now has remained at Fair Hill, a great relief to Motion and his staff who adore Blackie. And he spends his days chilling in a paddock with Motion's first stakes winner, Gallus Spinaway.
What you and your husband have done for New Bolton Center and giving money for research in laminitis, and they're really making some good breakthroughs. Any recent discussions there or findings?
Well, it's a long, tedious process, but there was a recent breakthrough, according to one of the researchers on the job, was telling me that they were able to get the laminized cells to take up an infection, and of course, in an infection you don't want the horse to have, but the fact that it moved down the leg into the laminized cells that it was transported by the tissue to enter those cells that caused the laminitis. They thought there would be a connection to the treatment and or a blocking of whatever is transported to the cells to cause the laminite to die.
Here comes Awesome Bet charging on the outside, followed by Meister Singer and Gaither Draw. GW Blue, Awesome Bet is trying to run him down. GW Blue, Awesome Bet with a late furious rally. It's going to be tight. I think Awesome Bet may have got up over GW Blue, followed by Meister Singer, and down toward the inside. Rush Now was fourth. St. John's Victory's trying on the outside. Will she get up in this one? Strike the Moon. St. John's Victory, Strike the Moon. St. John's Victory! It's a tight one. She may have got it this time. Here comes Cheetah from out of it, nowhere to the lead. On the outside, Bubbly Jane racing second. It's Cheetah drawing away. A perfect ride by Jose Lescano. Wins it by 4 over Bubbly Jane. Then came Dinah Waltz. Anima may have held on the 4th over Anamir.
Leading by 2 or 3 lengths now inside the last furlong. Census second. Zainal Boldan in the blue and white is staying on into 3rd position. Masked Marvel ridden right out by Jimmy Fortune on the run to the line. Census is trying to grab him late. In front is Masked Marvel. Census closing, but Masked Marvel held Census. Frederick Engels has taken it up. Roman Soldier and Banneker challenging on either side. Frederick Engels in the yellow jacket is narrowly in front with Eddie Ahern as they approach the line. In second place, Roman Soldier, and it's Frederick Engels who wins. And Crystal Cabela is drifting towards the stand side, but she's well clear and is going to win this in great style. She's 4 or 5 clear at the moment and running on really strongly. So it's Crystal Cabela who seized it approaching the final furlong and has gone well clear.
Talk about why you cut back to 1 day and why you think the sale is going to be so good.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity. Yeah, this is really the first crop of yearlings, and we're going to have several more behind it, where you're going to see a contraction in the number of foals in the crop. It started 3 years ago, and it continues on probably through this year, where you've got fewer mares being bred, which down the road obviously leads to fewer yearlings. We kept our same quality standards. We had probably 20% fewer horses nominated, which is about the reduction in the number of hip numbers we have in the catalog. And we kept the same criteria. We inspect these horses that are nominated and try to put together a really good catalog based on both pedigree and the physicals. It's going to be an equilibrium point, and I don't think we've hit it yet, but where you have the supply and demand leveling out. Definitely the last couple of years, there's been more product offered to sell as yearlings, and there have been buyers on the other end. But as this reduction happens, we should see that equilibrium point hit, and at that point, you should see more depth to the value of these horses.
That's all for Rewind this week. Here's a look at what's coming up next week on HRTV.
We thank our sponsor, West Rock Coffee, for bringing you another First Call, and don't even try it, Bob. Don't even try it. You kidding me? With Gold Cup money, he can't afford to buy that. He's got to take it.